the A-Team. It's finally happening. A reboot is on the way. Back in 2015, they announced an A-Team TV reboot, and it looks like things might finally be moving forward this time around. The reboot could feature a star-studded cast with big names like Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, and Denzel Washington taking on the roles. While there's been no word on the A-Team 2, we did get news in 2015 that the iconic team was being reimagined for a new TV series. Chris Morgan, the writer behind the Fast and Furious franchise, was brought on to produce the reboot for Fox. So here's everything we know so far. Let's dive in. The A-Team hit the big screen in 2010 with plans for a sequel, The A-Team 2, but was eventually canceled, leaving the franchise in limbo. Based on the classic 1980s TV show, the A-Team followed an elite special forces unit framed for a crime they didn't commit and forced to go on the run, helping people along the way. The original series ran for 5 seasons before the movie adaptation finally dropped in 2010, after years of development struggles, with Joe Carnahan directing. The movie starred Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, Quentin Jackson, and Sharlto Copley as Hannibal, Face, B.A., and Murdoch, respectively. However, despite its star power, the film received a mixed reception, with many finding it fun but forgettable. The movie was supposed to kick off a franchise, but due to various setbacks, the A-Team 2 never materialized, and the franchise ended after just one film. In 2015, there was news that the A-Team was getting a reboot for TV, with Fast and Furious writer Chris Morgan on board to produce for Fox. This new version was planned to feature both male and female team members as they tried to clear their names and uncover a conspiracy. However, like the sequel, the TV reboot never came to fruition, and there have been no updates since then. There's growing buzz that a new A-Team reboot movie might finally happen, this time with a fresh cast to replace the iconic original members. While the 2010 movie featured a talented ensemble, rumors suggest the new reboot will bring in big names to inject some star power into the franchise and boost its box office potential. The new cast could include heavy hitters like Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, and Denzel Washington, bringing their own unique energy to these beloved characters. Stallone could easily take on the role of a seasoned leader, Hannibal Smith, with his trademark toughness and charisma. Jason Statham, known for his action-packed roles, could be the perfect fit for Templeton Face Peck, a charming con artist with an act for getting the job done. Denzel Washington, a versatile actor with gravitas, could step into the role of B.A. Baracus, providing both physicality and depth to the character. This new approach might also mix things up by casting both men and women in the team, reflecting the growing demand for more diverse representation in Hollywood. While the original team was all male, a more inclusive cast could attract a broader audience and bring fresh dynamics to the group. While it's still just rumors at this stage, the idea of a reboot movie instead of a TV show is exciting. The success of recent reboots and action-packed blockbusters shows there's potential for the A-Team to return with a new generation of stars, while staying true to the spirit of the original. If these rumors pan out, we could be in for an action-packed, star-studded movie that reintroduces the A-Team to a whole new audience. A reboot of the A-Team movie could take a fresh approach while still incorporating elements from the A-Team 2 storyline that never came to be. Instead of rehashing the original movie, this new version could pick up where the 2010 film left off, possibly even diving into the unresolved plot points set up for the sequel. As we know, the main reason the A-Team 2 never happened was due to the financial disappointment of the first film. Despite its star-studded cast, the film didn't perform well at the box office, grossing $77 million domestically against a $110 million budget. When you factor in international earnings and marketing costs, it was a financial letdown. Plus, the lukewarm reception from critics didn't help, with the film holding a 49% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Given these challenges, the sequel was canceled, but the idea of reviving the franchise with a fresh reboot could be the key to reigniting interest. The new film could stay true to the end of the 2010 movie, where Agent Lynch, played by John Hamm, was set up as the main antagonist for a sequel. The groundwork for the follow-up was already laid, so a reboot movie could easily pick up where the original left off, even after a 13-year gap. However, if the studio opts to completely reboot the franchise, they could draw inspiration from the 1980s TV show, adapting some of its classic episodes into the storyline. Alternatively, a reboot could start from scratch, showing the gang's initial prison escape and setting up the iconic team dynamic from the very beginning. This way, the movie would feel both nostalgic and fresh, allowing a new generation of fans to experience the origins of the A-Team while still respecting the established lore of the franchise. With a big, star-studded cast and a storyline that taps into both the original TV show and the unfulfilled potential of the A-Team 2, this reboot could be the perfect opportunity to give the franchise a second chance. It would allow the new film to stand on its own while also offering a satisfying continuation of the previous film's narrative. That said, there are still plenty of fans hoping for a sequel to the A-Team. And if the 2010 film somehow got a boost in views through streaming, it might give the studio the nudge it needs to pull the A-Team 2 out of development hell. Liam Neeson has expressed interest in returning to his role, saying, "I personally would love to get on the horse again. You know, with Bradley and Charlton and Rampage, we all would. So if the sequel happens, there's a chance we could see some of the original cast members return." However, it's unlikely that the entire A-Team cast would stay the same, given that it's been over a decade since the first movie. Bradley Cooper, who played the charming Templeton Face Peck, is now a much bigger star and might be better suited to take on the elder statesman role of John Hannibal Smith instead. With legacy sequels becoming more popular, there's still a small chance that the original actors could reprise their roles, but it would likely involve some changes to the characters' dynamics. If the sequel is ever made, it would be interesting to see how the original cast meshes with new additions and how the story could evolve with a mix of returning faces and fresh talent. Either way, the demand is there, and fans are eager for the A-Team to make its return. Well, that's all we know so far about both the sequel and the reboot movie. But if you want to stay updated on all things A-Team and more, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button so you never miss any exciting updates on reboots, sequels, and all things movie-related. Do you think a reboot would do justice to the original A-Team? Or should they finally give the sequel a shot after all these years? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.